Good day to you, all of my faithful Groovecast practicers. Phil here from the Drummers Weekly Groovecast, and it's that time again. It's time for Accountability Thursday. And in this mini episode, we're going to go back to the well. We're going to dance with the date that brought us. We're going back into the NARD Solos book for another ancient rudimental solo. This one is going to be entitled Old Drum, and it's a tad bit different from some of our other solos that we've done before. And as you know, on this show, we like to introduce something sort of new and different every time we put a new mini episode up. And so let's go over some of these differences. First, this solo is quite a bit longer than some of our other solos that we've been working on. It probably lends itself more to the length of one of our solos that we did call the Texan than, say, some of the others that we've done in the past, like Assault and Battery or Smitty's Delight. So one of the things that is key and critical to working on these longer solos is the discipline of your concentration. So not only is this going to be a chops workout, but it will be a mental workout. So now let's start tearing apart this solo and figuring out some of the little things that make it special. First, I would like for you to notice that this has a very distinct set of halves. And on top of that, we'll even say quarters, because the first half has got two parts and the second half has got two parts. What you'll notice about the first half is very binary heavy. And what I mean by that, it's got a lot of 16th notes that's based on flam rudiments, like flam accues and flam taps. So that's a nice concentrated part of that solo. And then we look at the second half, and its two parts are primarily based in ternary or triplet bass rhythms. So we see a lot of triplet bass rhythms that also use a lot of drags. So with that in mind, we're going to see a lot of things like rhythmicus that are in there. If you want to even draw a little bit more of a comparison to a solo that we all might know, if you guys are familiar with the old Ed Limley solo, Crazy Army, Steve Gadd really popularized that in some of his solos. It has a lot of the same bones as that solo. So go back and look at Crazy Army by Ed Limley, and you'll also see some things that are somewhat similar to Old Drum. Who knows what's first, chicken before the egg, whatnot. So let's talk about now a few other things that you're going to find in this solo. One, you'll notice at the very beginning, you're going to see a lot of X-style note heads, and then the author makes a performance note that says, whenever you see an X, that's going to be right stick hitting the left stick. Now, the only bit of instruction that I want to give you regarding this is this means that your right stick is going to hit your left stick and both sticks will be off of the drum. This does not mean that your left stick will stay on the drum head and then you tap it, such as we call that, I guess, a stick shot. It will not be a stick shot. It will be both sticks off of the drum. And aside from it being, of course, a musical device, it's very much a showmanship device as well. So keep that in mind and practice that and really try to get a good consistent sound. Try to get your sticks hitting roughly in the same place each time that you execute those sticks hitting each other. The other thing I want you to notice is another device that we see all the time. It's not notated yet interpreted, that every time we see an eighth note roll, such as our introductory roll-off, and then a whole slew of other times we see these eighth note rolls that go from like the end of 1 to count 2 or the end of 2 to count 1. Interpret those as 7-stroke ternary rolls, not 5-stroke binary rolls. We're not going to play it at a tempo that's going to necessitate us using the 5-stroke roll. Instead, use the 7-stroke roll. Now, just a couple of other quick performance notes, and then we'll go in and listen to this. When you listen to my performance of this, you're going to notice a couple of things. One, I record these things with my phone. I mean, we're on a shoestring budget here, folks, so we're not using, studio quality camera and audio recording devices for this. So it's a very down-home style recording. My phone just doesn't really like those sticks hitting together. You'll hear the microphone kind of compress and back off almost every time I hit those sticks. So you're going to hear some weird sound anomalies on that. And then every time I go back down to the practice pad, you'll then hear the microphone kind of back away and then come back up again. So I apologize about that. And once again, our friend and show mascot, Harvey, the miniature schnauzer, makes an appearance every now and then. He just cannot keep it together whenever I play on practice pad. I don't know what it is. All right, so that's going to be it for now. Let's go forward and listen to a performance of Old Drum. Now that we've heard our first time through on Old Drum, I want to remind you that this is an interactive show. It is an interactive project that we are doing, and we want to get you involved. After you practice this solo, make sure you shoot your own video and post it to your favorite form of social media. Make sure you tag the show in your show notes, and we will give you some love. Also, when you finish listening to the show, don't forget to consult the show notes. The show notes will have a link to a YouTube video that will not only show you the sheet music for this solo, but will also show me doing a performance of Old Drum. Last but not least, don't forget to go by drummersweeklygroovecast.com. That's our new for 2018 website. There you'll be able to see all of our videos, including our video for Old Drum. You'll be able to access every single episode of the show that's ever been recorded. That includes all of our Monday feature episodes and all of our Accountability Thursday episodes that are available the first and third Thursdays of every month. You'll also be able to read a little bit about us. You'll be able to manage all your social media accounts that follow us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but you'll also be able to email us as well. All right, folks. That's going to do it for this week of Accountability Thursday. I'm going to leave you with one more performance of Old Drum.